Welcome to NFL Daily, where the vibes are always immaculate on Tuesdays. I'm Gregg Rosenthal. I'm here in the Chris Wesseling podcast studio with my friends Jourdan Rodrigue and Colleen Wolfe. The vibes are immaculate the other days of the week, too. Now I'm feeling bad for the people like Patrick. Maybe he's going to listen. He's not going to listen.
Gregg loves all of his co-hosts equally, just like his children.
Yes.
He also loves all of his shackets. This one equally, like this houndstooth one. It's new.
This one, it's not new. It's definitely I wore a T-shirt and what's in the locker room downstairs to put on, but it's a banger.
It is.
Do you know what color it is?
This was I'm going to overwear it in London one year when we went, for sure.
Get like a little scarf, like a kerchief for an ascot.
We give Gregg a makeover.
I'll take it. And I'll take you giving like Big Pop and people, that they should be watching the YouTube. So check us out there and check out what we're doing with our segment today. We're going to do a little news later, an update on Phillip Rivers, who we talked a little bit about, and Kyler Murray I wanted to hit on quickly before we do some TNF preview. But the segment from executive producer Jourdan Rodrigue.
Yes.
The same
Just
mind
in case it fails.
that brought you Quarterback Island. We've got the Vibes All-Stars today.
Ooh.
We're just, we do a lot of breaking down in terms of X's and O's. How about we just say, like, who have brought the vibes this season?
We need like a wind chime drop or something for vibes.
Yeah, or like
something that is, I don't know.
What's the sound of like a crystal charging?
Yeah.
Whatever that sound is.
One of those sound bath things. Yes!
I didn't know that was the type of vibe. It's not the type of vibe I'm going for, but that is tricky because our Vibes All-Stars have to vibe together.
Yeah, that's how I thought about this. I thought about this as, you know what? But you know what, guys? I got your back, and that's a good complimentary vibe show right there.
Always.
Because I was like, what if I picked complimentary vibes to whoever I feel like maybe Colleen and Gregg will pick?
I mean,
that's
how would
next
you have
level.
guessed? That's amazing.
Well, I've been doing this, for a little while now.
So
sit right in the middle of the vibes.
Where we
I was just like dartboard, good vibes.
Where we bring the vibes, it is a place, and we actually have gotten permission from the Eagles to use their positivity bunny.
No.
Because
they
don't
put a hit out on that.
They don't need it anymore. So I don't know. We somehow missed talking about this on the show.
I would say we missed it.
When the Eagles brought their positivity bunny into the locker room late last weekend. I love that Colleen sent it out, and you said, what did you say, Colleen?
That Eagles positivity rabbit better be on its way to the Pine Barrens.
Oh, good ref. Good reference. Little soprano.
As soon as I saw this last Sunday, I think it was Mike Garafolo who reported it on game day morning. I thought that it surely was a joke, and this was all done in, a spirited way, obviously, but that's never a good sign. No. Can you imagine if someone brought that into your workplace when things weren't going well and you needed a boost? That's what they did.
But it's got to be good vibes in our locker room. Yeah, it is.
In a best case scenario, it comes off as like snarky, tongue in cheek. However, I was talking with someone from another team, and they said, yeah, I don't think that group as a whole is quite achieving what it was going for.
Oh yeah, they're done. It took me till watching the game last night, but that was one thing I took away from that game. However many games they win the rest of the season, like it's not happening for the Eagles. That's when we found out. That's when we found out. But it's gonna work for us, the positivity bunny. We've got it here. Jourdan, why don't you get us started? It's gonna work for us.
I just had an Arrested Development quote running.
There's always money in the positivity rabbit.
But maybe it'll work for us. My first choice is the Broncos offensive line.
Okay.
Because first of all, I don't think they're being talked about enough on the whole for the season. First of all, schematically, tied for first in limiting sacks with just 17 allowed all season. Protector vibes, right? They're also tied for third in yards before contact in the run game. Physicality, road grading vibes, right? I also think about offensive line groups in general and how the more continuity they have, the better vibes there are. Denver paid all of them, so they're going to be together for at least the next 2 seasons, which is great. Also, they're probably fun to have a beer with because they're used to it at altitude, right? So, good hang, good vibes.
That is a thing.
I think that these guys could really hold it down for the vibes to set the foundation for the all vibes team. And in case you needed more of an argument, check out Quinn Miners' shirt here. I mean, I think we have it up on the screen. And it says, I can't read it from this far.
Men of
quality don't fear equality.
Oh, wow.
And that is my freaking vibe. Yes, Quinn Miners, go off, King. I love it.
And it's a pink shirt, like a hot pink shirt. So
Yes.
he is, you know what? He's winning. This is a 10 out of 10 for me.
He is my vibe.
And
Yes.
he's like universally acknowledged at this point among the tape heads as like the best guard in the league.
Yeah.
Is famous for loving to show his big beer belly, at least when he was coming into the league. Looks like he's in better shape, honestly, now than he was back then. Not that he wasn't very athletic.
Yeah, that's
then,
a tight-fitting shirt right there.
He
Men of quality don't fear equality. And you know what? This sets the foundation. Whatever. You guys throw whoever the hell you want in there at this point.
Okay.
Because the Broncos O-line are holding it down,
Well, I have
and they're
something.
setting the vibes.
I have two things off of that because first of all, what offensive lineman wouldn't be incredible to have a beer with? I know a lot of offensive linemen. One of my favorite offensive linemen is Joe Thomas, who, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but he started his own beef company. And it's called Hall of Fame Beef. And it's all different types of cuts, Wagyu, burgers, anything that you could imagine. You can get it delivered to your house. It's from his farm. He used to send us frequently pictures of him butchering. I don't even know what you
I mean, he
call
better
it.
be sending me some
Yeah.
after this ad read.
Yeah,
on our
well,
show.
let me just tell you,
10% this direction.
Wolf 20 is the promo code.
That's amazing.
Okay, but anyway,
I
actually,
respect
it
it.
is really good though. So you mentioned the offensive line. I'm going to mention the guy playing behind that offensive line in Bo Nix. His fourth quarter is good vibes.
Okay.
Good vibes for me. And just thinking about that whole scene against the Giants, first of all, and how many times they've been able to sort of replicate those things a little bit against the, was it the Patriots? And I just think that for a quarterback that is still as young as he is in his development, to be able to have that composure in these games is just, you want that in your group. You want a leader like that. You want someone who's not going to panic when things are going wrong. You want that chaos to center everyone and everyone's energy. And that's what Bo Nix does. So yeah, I mean, he should maybe order some Hall of Fame beef.
One of the best
He's worth it.
signs for him throughout his career is how much his offensive linemen and his teammates cape for him. They love themselves
He
some Bo
hates
Nix.
Greg hates
I
Bo.
do not hate Bo Nix.
Oh.
No, good vibes.
I was
He fits
wondering,
in.
I saw
think
a
he
look
fits
on
good
your
on this
face
team.
and I was like,
I love it.
Something's happening behind the scenes and I don't know what it is.
I think he fits with the good vibes. We just need a good vibe.
Yes, but I'm also waiting for Greg to start giving him a little bit more flowers for the coming along, having a couple good games, putting some game-winning drives together. At some point, we'll have it happen. I also think that in alignment with what I think it's great because he actually, to me, really resembles one of the great actors of our generation,
Oh, you're right.
a young William Dafoe. And
William Dafoe is much better looking. A young William.
See,
Dafoe, I think.
What is this
Yeah.
disdain for Bo Nix?
I'm not. I'm just saying William Dafoe.
anytime he gets a
He's
chance,
a one of one. No, I don't. Bo Nix brings the vibes.
You're gonna start seeing him in Yorgos movies at this point.
He's
Was
really
that the right director?
leaning in on Nix here.
I'm looking at you.
I have no idea
don't
what that
know.
reference is now.
The director. What's his, now? This is not good art vibes for me.
All right, we're
coming
reeling
off-
it back in.
I'm coming
Good
off as
vibes
a
Tuesday.
real meathead right now.
I gotta bring it back here. I gotta bring just a little more chaotic energy.
Okay.
I think is gonna be important, and that's why I'm putting Jack Jones of the Dolphins into the all vibes team. Former NFL Daily guest, that doesn't hurt. But a player that I love to watch. It actually has played really well for the Dolphins this year, and so that part of the vibes has been great this season. But I also, you want to have like the guys that you want to have the beer with and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You want the positivity guy like Bo Nix, but you also want like a little bit of salt, and there was a tweet he had after his big day in Madrid where it said, the Raiders should have kept me, which I really like that. There was a prompt from the Miami, like a Dolphins fan account that basically said, define Mike McDaniel in one word. And he says, he quote tweets it with genius. So I want a little chaos on social media. And that's a man that appreciates his coach. And I think it's because his coach appreciates him. He had that game-winning interception, remember, in Madrid.
How could I forget, Greg?
How could you forget? First play of overtime, he gets the interception. In the locker room afterwards, it's this great scene. And we were ready to show you this scene, but the Miami Dolphins does not allow us to use any of their video footage or social footage. So I thought instead of losing it, let's reenact it. So imagine you're in Madrid. Everyone is excited.
Okay.
Mike McDaniel is standing on top of a bench so everyone can see him in the locker room. He's already gone through a couple players, and then it gets quiet, and he goes, "Who else?"
Who?
Jack Jones.
Jack Jones. Jack Jones. Jack Jones. Jack Jones.
We break the desk.
Okay, that's it. That was it. We
I was
tried.
like,
Well, we nailed it.
And you also have to imagine Mike
acting.
McDaniel in that moment jumping off the bench and saying, "That's effing right," as he jumps off the bench. It was
He jumps off the bench, but just out of view. It's almost like he jumps into a bottomless pit. You don't see where he goes.
Disappears. Yes, a great pick, Greg. And I also have said this a couple of times now, but just to say it again, in case the Dolphins are listening and want to start letting us use their social clips. Very, very happy that Mike McDaniel has stayed himself this entire time.
Yes.
Hasn't lost the plot. Good for him.
Yes, that was early in the kind of winning streak here. I guess that was a couple games in. They've won a couple more. He has been having a lot of fun. You can see with Jack Jones that his coaches like him. And
I actually wrote that down. Mike McDaniel's good vibes again.
Yeah.
We're happy about McDaniel being back to being himself.
Colleen, I noticed on the broadcast this last weekend, he even was back to tying his hoodie drawstrings in a bolo tie.
And that's
I'm
how
like,
you
that
know
man is having fun. Yes. I love it.
Jordan Brooks said before the game-winning interception, by the way, he told the rest of the defense, "Y'all stop the run. Mariota's going to throw me the ball because he can't throw." And that's exactly what happened. So, you love
it.
You need a little bit of spice. Not everyone could be Jack Jones in the locker room, but he's backing it up with his play. You need a couple Jack Jones types. So I'm adding him to the Owl Vibes All-Stars.
I love it. Absolutely.
Let's get another.
I think, I kind of, another NFL Daily friend of the show, which doesn't hurt, as we've said. I'm going to go with Kobie Turner,
Okay.
Los Angeles Rams defensive tackle. Okay, he is a multi-hyphenate at this point. He's a team captain, a singer to the level of going viral for his covers of Wicked songs and classic and modern hits, and also even getting pretty far on the show The Masked Singer. Like I mentioned, he is a friend of the podcast. He is been a great guest for us, and he's also a hell of a nose tackle. He plays that and the 3-tech at a pretty high level, and he's a great hang. And I just think he's the complete package in terms of vibes. And so I think you want that guy on your All-Star Vibes team.
Yeah, you want a complete package vibes guy. You want someone to bring the room back together when things are starting to
and just happy,
fall apart.
Just happy. You need a little golden retriever energy.
I think every group
in the most positive way.
Yes.
That's how you describe yourself often. Do you see a kindred golden retriever spirit?
I apologize for my golden retriever energy when it comes out. His is more, I think.
But everybody loves
I think his is more probably well received than mine is. So.
It is good to always have one person in the group that has musical talent.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It just
give him the aux.
It's just good to have. It's like a late night and the piano comes out or something, or you just start.
The piano comes out so easily.
We
just pull the piano out of the backpack.
He carries a keyboard. I feel like
that's awesome.
When they went to London this year, he shut a karaoke bar down full of his teammates who came to support him singing karaoke, and then also
good vibes.
Also the regular patrons of the bar, and he basically stopped traffic and shut the bar down. Good vibes.
Good vibes. And that's a guy that takes initiative and he's proactive.
Yes.
He knows what he wants, and he knows that what he's going to do will benefit not only himself, but the team in general.
And congrats to Kobie Turner, who he and his wife are expecting their first child.
Oh,
yeah. How lovely is
yay.
that?
Speaking of good vibes. All right. Who else do you got, Colleen?
So this one is the backup listener in the Progressive commercials, Teddy Bridgewater.
Yes. I love those commercials.
This one gets me every time.
He's the best
because she is talking to her friend, asking about this guy, and the friend could not be more disengaged, could not be more disinterested. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. Asking, well, maybe he's afraid of commitment, do you think? Calls in Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater is like, go from the beginning.
Yes. I say it to you this whole time.
When he says, you're not a mechanic, it's not your job to fix him. Teddy, the writers, everything. I need the backup listener at all times because sometimes I just need to talk it out. I already have the answer floating around, ping-ponging in my head, but I can't come to the conclusion of it or I can't come to a decision until I say it out loud verbally. So I just need a sounding board. And not everybody always wants to be the sounding board all the time because it's a lot.
Yes.
So I'm going to need a backup listener. Teddy, you're in.
I love it. I love those commercials so much. What is it? Tyler Huntley, who explains the birds and the bees on behalf of a parent.
Jacoby Brissett gets it done.
Yeah.
Tommy DeVito getting work.
Tommy DeVito with the family portrait.
Yeah, these guys are getting acting work. The William Dafoes of our generation.
Fantastic.
It's wonderful.
Teddy's always been a great vibes guy. Everyone's always loved him from day one. I mean, Dan Campbell essentially brought him into the Lions for last year's playoff run as a vibes guy. Then suddenly he was just out there playing football again for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I guess that was a couple years ago with Campbell. He's such a good vibes guy that he actually got suspended from his volunteer coaching role after he helped his high school win, I believe, a state title in his first and only year. And he was suspended this offseason for providing impermissible benefits. And they found out what that was he was helping to pay for his kids who could not afford Uber rides, meals, and recovery services out of pocket, which was against the rules. And so that's why he's back in the NFL now instead of coaching.
Yes, it is equally everything that is right and wrong with society is Teddy Bridgewater
mentorship.
doing everything right and getting punished for it.
Oh my God.
How dare they?
Are you kidding me? The audacity.
How dare they?
He gets punished for being a good guy. That's where we are right now.
Yep.
So he's kind of taking that role. I think that boxes out some of the other, like, you have to kind of have that aged quarterback. That boxes out Case Keenum would have been an option. Josh Johnson, can you imagine what a great hang Josh Johnson is?
That dude's got story.
There's no way he's lasted like almost 20 years in the NFL without almost ever playing without just being like incredible vibes. So I'll go to an announcer. We need someone to be outside of the game. And I'm just going to give JJ Watt a little bit of love.
Okay.
And what?
Took one of my vibes, guys.
Well, I mean,
that's all right.
It's a little weird
for the
to
group.
like be possessive about the vibes, guys. It's our
For the group.
I'm competing.
That means I'm
a bad vibe.
We're
I'm
all-
sorry.
No.
we're all sharing him.
Bringing you back in. Good vibes.
First year, not an
Both
easy
get
thing
credit.
to do. You step into the booth. He's a pleasant hang on a Sunday. He's a good analyst, and I think he's gonna get even better. And I do love the transformation that he's had as a public figure, because he kind of had a reputation as a bad vibes guy
He did.
early in his career. I remember our great friend that the studio is named after, Chris Wesseling, spending many a podcast rant talking about those bad vibes and kind of the look at me. And now you see this, he's a family man, and he enjoys the game, and his love of the game, I think, comes through. That's what I want out of my announcers. And he's just a good hang.
Yeah, I love, so a lot of times on Sundays in the newsroom, Colleen, I'll spend a lot of that time muttering to myself next to Gregg about what I'm watching.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
I'm just like putting in my earbuds.
It's very stressful for Gregg, so he puts in his earpods.
Jourdan, I'm doing the same thing just by myself in my living room,
Right.
muttering to myself.
Got it. And this past weekend, I was muttering positive things about JJ Watt because I was really impressed. Now, I don't know that I would have put him on this team when he was a player, for example, but I'm really appreciating JJ Watt, the broadcaster. I'm a Gregg Olsen truther for life here, so don't get it twisted, but I wanted to join in and give him some pop with you. And I think
It's like, pop stars. There can be more than one. We don't have to pit these two men against each other.
But that is what fans of pop stars definitely
That's what I'm
do.
saying.
That's what fans of pop stars do.
You don't compare flowers. They all are beautiful
Be
together.
the change
They all bloom
you want
and
to see in
shine.
the world.
I just think it's cool. He's come so far. He started out like really funny, like self-deprecating, talking about his new broadcasting hair and all this stuff on the broadcast.
Smart.
And then he goes into like really good explanatory chops as the season continues. Like this game against the Jags and the Colts, he had one of my favorite moments all season from a broadcaster where Riley Leonard came in and JJ Watt very quickly and efficiently explained how the hand signals across the line of scrimmage were helping Riley Leonard understand which direction the play needed to flip and how crucial that was to getting Riley Leonard like centered in the game and understanding what he needs to do. And it was all hand signals that he was pointing out, which I thought was so cool. And it's those little things that I think just bring these broadcasts, give them a little bit extra. And I think JJ Watt's doing that.
He
Good
has
vibes.
layers.
Good vibes.
This guy.
I think his transformation, I think, started in Arizona. He started to become a good vibes player and guy at the end of his career.
I think just truly at the heart of it, he's always just been a little bit of a ham. And now that he's in front of the camera permanently, like as the job, he doesn't have to try and get in front of the camera. He can just let the other stuff happen. So I think actually he's just found where he needs to be. And it's like that communication and the fact that he's developing as a broadcaster and connecting with people. I think that truly is maybe his journey in life and where he
I think he's also
That is beautifully said, Colleen.
amazing.
Wow. That was.
I've been doing a lot of work.
Get her on the All-Star
I know
team.
she's putting herself in JJ Watt's shoes. I see what's going on there.
Exactly.
also-
Vibes.
He also grew
What
up.
was your therapist's name?
Which one?
No.
Suzanne.
Suzanne. Yeah.
Yeah, we're with Andrea now.
Oh, Andrea. Good work,
Yeah.
Andrea.
Yeah, truly.
Good
I
work,
mean,
Colleen.
he also was like a 25-year-old that went from like a walk-on to maybe the greatest defensive player of all time, and that's a lot to take in like 5 years. So you can see like the maturity now.
mention-
That's what I mean. He's all grown up, but he loves his job, which I think is a great lesson for everyone out there. Which
And
is like if you exude a love for your job, people will like you.
That's true. That's true. But I also can imagine it was difficult growing up in that household too.
Oh,
with
yeah.
brothers that are equally as talented and just the competitions that would go on as well. So I could see why he was the way he was too.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have a coach here.
Okay.
Actually, why don't you go?
Yeah. I think we needed a little more concerning, chaotic energy entering the All-Star vibes room.
Okay.
This guy kind of freaks me out. I don't know much about him as a person. I don't really want to know anymore about him as a person, respectfully, because I'm worried about what I might discover. But I present to you Scott Matlock, everybody.
Oh,
The most, let's just leave it there. This is a guy.
this is an audio medium.
Okay.
Scott Matlock, the Chargers. The Chargers fullback / defensive lineman / tight end / enforcer in a variety of phases, including on special teams, is a man of significant stature. He's about 300 pounds. And so he also is standing here with the double arm sleeve, wrist tape, gloves, elbow tape,
Is it head tape?
head tape wrapped around a mane of red hair and a massive red beard and eye black that's sort of like gothic style dripping down his face.
You know who he sort of looks
So-
like is the guy that sings Scornful Woman and Rich Men of North of Richmond. No? Nobody here?
I'm just saying, I don't need to know anything else.
Oliver Anthony.
I just know he needs to be in the all vibes room because this dude's a vibe.
He looks like a vibe.
Yeah.
That team was a vibe on Monday night.
They sure were, Greg. A real vibe.
We were
I like-
talking.
I
we were
like Greg
talking in the
going-
section going into overtime, and I was like, I have no idea, like which team. The Chargers are just hanging on by their life, but even going in overtime, we were talking about. Doesn't it just feel like actually this is the season? The Chargers are just gonna find some crazy way to win this, and the Eagles will find some crazy way to lose it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it didn't seem
happened?
like it was that difficult for them to find it.
I love
Was it?
I love Greg's I call it his kind, stern voice. He goes, "This is an audio medium."
We just need to unpack it a little bit. The
Just like
touch.
just like a long silence. I was getting uncomfortable. I'm gonna pick a coach for this. Let's listen to a little locker room speech from Dave Canales, because when they first hired Dave Canales, had our doubts, but if you were gonna make the case for Dave Canales, here's what it was. It was like, well, he's gonna build up his quarterback and just make them feel like $1 million, help them improve. Okay, that's happening.
Check.
It might not all make sense, but like his mentor Pete Carroll before him, maybe a little bit like a Mike Tomlin team, that the sum will somehow be greater than its parts, even if the numbers and the schematic advantage isn't totally there. And Dave Canales, that if you look at this Panthers team, that's what's happening.
It's giving Ben Johnson on Black Friday.
He's in a mosh pit.
Hey, this is your team. I tried to mess it up for you a couple times, but you wouldn't let it happen.
We love a humble leader, too. And we love the intensity.
Colleen and I got the same exact brief moment. This is an audio medium, so I'll describe it. Where the eyes bulged. We got it. And I love it because, okay, here's what I love. And you guys should check out an upcoming episode of NFL Daily, where we actually talked to Brant Tillis, who is the EVP of football operations in Carolina, describing they've got this really cool dynamic. Dave Canales being very much a part of that. Dan Morgan is like, again, ex-player, all ball, like knows, is scouting and really like fundamental and like really like, getting in the weeds on team building and everything. And Brant is a little bit more of the like high concept, looking at the entire organization mathematically and analytically, being very honest about what is luck and what is real. And Dave Canales is like radical positivity.
Truly.
And it is like together, it all works. And it's crazy to watch.
And not to mention, they have one of the most elite mascots in the entire league in Sir Purr. But watching the Titans, which is something I haven't done a whole lot of this year, but I have watched them, and just watching Cam Ward shed Grant Delpit like he was some type of unnecessary outerwear that he could just take off, shake him off. It was unbelievable. I don't know how he was not sacked. I don't know how he didn't get taken down to the ground, but that was an awesome play by Cam Ward for the Titans, who, when I think about the Titans and the Panthers, they sort of remind me of each other. Like the Panthers are sort of a year sort of ahead maybe of where the Titans are, and maybe the Titans are going to be the next Panthers. So I'm hoping that whoever the next head coach is,
just like Bryce Young had that bad first year as the number one pick. He needs the positivity rabbit. He needs
maybe not the rabbit.
Canales.
Maybe just the coach.
He needs something different than Brian Callahan and Mike McCoy. Kind of the opposite.
We could
vibes.
put Cam Ward on the Vibes All-Stars. Remember earlier when his famous quote earlier, and that shake-off was amazing.
That shake-off
Maybe
was
we
great.
could put him on the All-Star.
I would like that.
Yeah.
I actually like the fact, in a way, that his teammates jokingly kind of got on him after the win over the Browns for being a little like upset. Like he didn't think he played that well and he wasn't that happy at the podium. And his teammates are, in the media and saying on the team playing, like they actually kind of gave him grief for like, don't listen to Cam Ward, like enjoy this win. It's hard to win in the NFL, but I like that Cam Ward's got the eye of the tiger.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break. On the other side, we will talk a little news and we'll talk a little TNF. The Vibes.
They're strong.
They're fantastic.
Well, been a lot of teams, and this is definitely maybe the best feeling. Just a wonderful feeling of winning and thrill of victory. It's certainly in the discussion. I put in the discussion the birth of my 7 children, my marriage. In the conversation. Just joyful.
Colleen.
I'm so happy for the Chargers, and I'm so happy for Jim Harbaugh. Good. You get to have this win, and you get to have your 7 children and your marriage.
It's my favorite type of humor because, like, he is joking. He is
So
funnier.
funny.
He's leaning into his own bit, but he also means it too.
Yeah.
And he also believes it in every fiber of his being in the moment. It's the same way that like when I finish a book that I really love, like I do believe in that moment. I think that might be the best book I've ever read.
You finish books?
Or a
I
movie.
don't.
Or a movie. Like when you see a movie, I was like, that might be my favorite movie of all time. You're swept up because that's the one that just happened.
See,
or a podcast.
I have a real problem finishing books because I don't like endings of things, so I always leave the last few pages. I can't do it.
That's psychotic behavior.
I know.
That's bad vibes. We're not
I'm
done
gonna
with
talk to
the
Andrea about that one.
Yeah, we're not done with the all vibes team.
I
That
can't
is
be
like
the only one.
that is kind of like a leaving doors open. Like I leave all cabinets open at all time, and
What?
I think like a
What?
Yeah, which is
Okay,
or
that's
like-
crazy.
or like a tiny bit of food left, and it's kind of like you're just leaving for the possibility of more. I don't know.
Emeka deserves every medal and award
You
that
leave
there
cabinets
is.
open at all times.
I mean, not on purpose, but it
leave
just
lights on
sorta
too?
happens. No, not a light. Not a light.
Greg says no. I just clicked them 17 times before I leave the room.
Oh my God, cabinets open.
Wait, I got it. I got it.
Harbaugh and I probably share that. There's healthy levels of undiagnosed spectrum. You know, it's great.
Wait, I've got it. I've got it. Can you imagine living with me?
Can you imagine living with me?
Yes.
Colleen, the
Okay.
vibes aren't done. We're gonna
Yes.
wrap up the vibes, and then we'll get to the news.
Okay. Well, we have assembled quite the team here.
Yes.
Just to just to
Hold it
recap,
up.
we have, if I can even read my writing here, we
Hold it up
have
for the viewers.
Mike McDaniel.
Okay. Was he officially on? Okay, we'll let him.
Yeah,
we'll let
right?
him.
That was the
There.
first one.
Yeah, we want him on.
Oh yeah,
He
Denver's
wasn't. It
offensive
was Jack
line.
Jones, but okay.
Bo Nix' fourth quarter. We have Kobie Turner,
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater as the backup listener,
Yeah.
JJ Watt in the booth. I have MJD and Mooch written down in parentheses
Ooh.
just to throw in.
Love.
Sure.
And then our guy from the Chargers who looks like Oliver
Got
Anthony.
Matlock. You had some
Got
Jack
Matlock.
Jones erasure. Mike McDaniel came in
Oh.
and
Yeah.
had a star
Jack
moment
Jones.
there.
Right.
But yes.
Yes.
I would add Maria Taylor, who is
I was
a
gonna
legend
say
and an
her.
icon, and also Maria Taylor's, specifically her Instagram posts where she's getting Mike Florio and Chris Sims to
dance.
and Jason Garrett to dance. And I gotta say, Mike Florio is really improving.
Wow.
Really, he really is. I'm watching the tape. I'm watching the tape.
Wow.
It is. She's onto something.
I
there.
was actually really surprised at some of the moves in that studio.
And you know what I love? He gives it an like he gives it everything. He commits. I love it.
that makes
They all
me
do. They all do.
like
Yeah.
that group so much more because they are all buying in and they're yes-anding. Nobody is too cool for it and
Right.
they are leaning all of the way in.
Right. And of course, she is the fearless leader of that group. So I feel like maybe they wouldn't commit as much if she weren't like steering them. So
Correct.
shout out to Maria Taylor because that's a side of
We
those.
love her.
That's a side of all three of those men that I never thought I could see.
Exactly.
So-
As his former employee, yes, I have not seen that side.
No?
I need to get on this story.
Oh,
yeah.
you are
Okay.
gonna love
Check
this,
it out.
Greg.
You have such an afternoon ahead of
Okay.
you.
Yeah,
So excited for
opening
you.
cabinets
Okay.
and watching Mike Florio.
Exactly.
videos.
What else is there in life? Finally, I would like to throw in that this team should be wearing the throwback unis that we all love that bring good vibes in general when we see them. The Kelly Greens, which it's tough for me to even talk about the Kelly Greens right now, but I'm
Right.
going to throw them in there just because I do have an undying love for the Kelly Green uniform. It reminds me of Randall Cunningham. It reminds me of early Eagles. So that's where I go with that. I also love specifically the creamsicles. I just think that they're gorgeous. The colorway is incredible. The logo, all of it. So we're into that. Also, Pat Patriot. That's a fantastic one. I can't get enough of it. This was maybe when the Patriots played the Giants, and I just felt like this was one of the most classic uniform matchups of all time with the Patriots wearing their Pat Patriot one. And then finally, the last one, Orange Crush. Denver's Orange Crush. I think that
Yes.
they are
Yeah.
maybe 4 of the most beautiful throwback uniforms in the entire league.
Yeah, and I loved that Bucks Seahawks game because both of it,
Oh,
it was the throwback. It was
yeah.
beautiful. That was like, first of all, that was one of the games of the year, and second of all,
great.
that was a visually stunning game.
Good
Seahawks
call.
might be my favorite
Seahawks
one.
is so good.
Font.
You know
It's
what's
the
funny is though,
font. Don't you
everyone
love the
hated those
font?
Patriots uniforms when it was happening. Everyone loves the helmet, but those specific red ones at the time were not popular. Everyone wanted to get rid of them, but I agree.
It is more
Coming
about
back.
the logo and the helmet, but
is.
I do like them all.
I love that you added a little bit of
Yeah.
a little bit of flair. And I hate to do this, but we actually have some breaking news.
Mm.
What?
Jalen Hurts just committed another turnover.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Boo!
What? You're
I don't
getting
know why.
coal. You're getting coal for Christmas.
Bad vibes. I ruined the whole segment. Typical.
This keeps getting worse every day.
Eric looked all panicked with breaking news. What is it?
The way I collapsed in my living room screaming, watching the end of that game, I can't believe the neighbors didn't check on me. That's maybe more concerning than anything else from last night. But yeah. And there was a police chase near me last night. So that was.
It's all happening in
lot
the
of things.
South Bay. It's also happening in Indianapolis. So let's do the Phillip Rivers news.
Yeah.
We talked about it on Monday night. So we
Yes.
don't need to go too in depth, but there were a couple key updates on Tuesday. Number one, he is signing. They did the tryout. He apparently threw the ball well. It's all happening. He is signing to the practice squad.
Passed his physical. This is all.
Apparently.
Okay.
I mean, I think we know he's a physical being. You know, he's getting his exercise in over the years.
Go on.
Well, yeah. I mean, staying limber and nimble. You know.
I'm just saying.
It's all the kids. They keep them young.
It is all the kids. I also saw a report which kind of slipped under the radar. It was initially from Schefter, and just now reading between the lines, and I know that Shane Steichen says he wants to see how everything looks on Wednesday with Riley Leonard. There is a report from ESPN that says Riley Leonard is week to week, and that indicates to me there is a greater chance of Phillip Rivers starting this week, and that's why there was such a panic and such an excitement to get him in, like right now. It's not to mentor his buddy Riley Leonard. It's to go to Seattle and try to beat that defense this freaking Sunday.
What a way to walk back
Connected
into the
to that,
league.
I am drafting that game as my game in the afternoon. There are much better games actually in the afternoon, but I am watching Phillip Rivers' return if that is happening. That's not official yet, but that looks like where it's going.
I did find it interesting that the news came down yesterday on his 44th birthday, and the night that the Eagles were playing the Chargers with Nick Sirianni, who just so happened to be his offensive coordinator, Phillip Rivers, in his last season with the Colts. So there was like a little bit of everything was kind of working out and aligning in the universe.
JJ Watt, our vibes analyst of the day, also put out. I love when and Greg Olson does this too. It's, you know, I'm not comparing flowers.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
It's like Beyonce and Rihanna are great.
Yes.
You can appreciate them both.
Okay.
It's totally
okay.
fine.
Okay. I'm fine. But he put out a great little note today, and I love when analysts do this, where they share what they're learning in broadcast meetings ahead of the broadcast. And Phillip Rivers' son apparently ran basically a high school version of the Colts offense of Shane Steichen's scheme with his son, and would be on the phone with Shane Steichen all the time talking about how different concepts were installed so that Phillip Rivers could install them for his son's team. And then, what did they just win the state championship or something?
And there's a lot of connections too with Rivers.
This is where my attention span
He's
cut
locked
out.
in already.
But I'm just saying it's hilarious to me because it's like, oh yeah, I mean, I can do that. I'll come back in and like the audacity of this man. Nobody else.
I mean, he
but
wasn't
Phillip
moving
Rivers.
well at 30.
Nobody
so
but Phillip Rivers could be this audacious, and I love it.
I don't know. Joe Flacco's kind of got a little bit of it, but not to that level. He has a dusting of Phillip Rivers' audacity.
Sprinkle.
It'd be like if Joe Flacco went away for 3 or 4, 5 years though. Rivers never moved well, so maybe that would be his argument, is like, and maybe I'm not losing that much, but I do think you have to have some sort of baseline. The fact that it's against the Seahawks is crazy. But yeah, you look like at who he's represented by, and Shane Steichen and Riley Leonard, who, by the way, he mentored and he coaches up quarterbacks in the draft process. One of them was Riley Leonard. So it could be something where Rivers is there starting for a week or two, and then they give it back to his buddy Riley Leonard. Either way.
Because Riley Leonard played well. I mean, I said this on our recap show. He played pretty well. And if he's healthy, I could see them actually, I wouldn't say making a playoff run, but looking respectable down the stretch with Riley Leonard. But you got to get him to that point. It's a Band-Aid. This is Uncle Rico style Band-Aid.
Oh, Rivers is coming in.
He's throwing it over the mountains, baby.
He's not coming out of the lineup. You are not taking Phillip Rivers. My guy is going to get it done. 49ers, that's the week.
Dadgummit.
this week will be tough. Monday Night Football, not much of a pass rush. Phillip Rivers versus the 49ers. He doesn't need to win the Super Bowl, Quab. Well, our producer talked about, like, this could be the greatest story in the history of the NFL if he takes them to win the Super Bowl. You know, let's be real. Let's have just one game, one night, and that would be against the 49ers. Win one game, and the aftermath of that game would feel like a Super Bowl.
Polo ties are coming back. It's not just Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel called it.
Yeah.
He foresaw.
Oh my God, the seer.
Quickly, I wanted to mention something that came out late last week before we wrap up news, which is just that Kyler Murray is not going to return to the Cardinals
No.
this season.
Stop it.
I know.
You're kidding me.
Whoever could have seen this coming.
We did predict this. We did talk about this. Still, I did want to get out in front of it that he seems very unlikely to ever play for the Cardinals again. A very weird end to his career there, where he literally was practicing for multiple weeks before they put him on ice, and it's very similar to how a handful of quarterbacks have been put on ice in the last few years that had contract situations where the team didn't want them on the field, like Derek Carr and Russell Wilson, right, was another one. So he's gone. I posit to you guys, or I'll ask you, like, what do you think the market will be for Kyler Murray in a contract that guarantees him about $36 million next year, and then after that is pretty much no guaranteed money?
Well, he has such a high ceiling that I think, you know, we talked about him a lot on this show. I could see him with Mike McDaniel, for example. I could see if the Raiders blow the coaching side up and start over, I could see the Raiders taking a flyer, even on a bridge, and maybe drafting somebody as well. I could see a lot of teams that would try, right? And I'm not saying Kyler needs to be fixed. Let me be clear on that. I think he has such a high ceiling, but it's the ultimate. I can fix him.
That's exactly.
Yeah, like I can make this work where that team clearly had not for years and years.
The NFL is filled with coaches who think that they are the ones that can fix the quarterback that hasn't reached their potential, especially when we've seen flashes of that potential. So he'll land somewhere. Whether or not he'll be successful is the question. I'm just wondering, like, what's Josh Rosen up to these days?
Poor Josh Rosen. Slander.
Man, this, like, the Cardinals have been on one. They something needs to break their way soon.
It's a reminder, by the way, Josh Rosen, that you always get more in draft compensation for these quarterbacks on their second try than you think. I mean, Carson Wentz got a decent amount 2 different times after leaving the Eagles. Josh Rosen got a late second from Chris Greer back in the day. Not a great trade. I know Kyler Murray's contract, people think like it looks terrible. $35 or $36 million
For
guaranteed.
1 year? Yeah, it's not.
That's actually like not bad. That's not a real starting quarterback salary, and it's not like a long-term commitment, and they can probably renegotiate something. So I actually think he'll have a decent market, like where the
New
Cardinals
York Jets quarterback.
Right.
Kyler
Oh my
Murray.
God, yeah.
Maybe it's a third-round pick. I'm not saying they're going to get a first for Kyler Murray, but I wouldn't be shocked if they get like a future third or something like that, or like a 2 a couple years from now. That might be a little rich.
Jordan, that feels completely accurate.
There are
Flip
more.
that.
There are more teams than there are quarterbacks, and it's not a good quarterback draft. Let's wrap up with the Bucs and the Falcons. The Bucs are favored by 4.5 on TNF. You know, on one hand, these are two teams that are riding the struggle bus, Colleen.
Sure, they sure are.
On the other hand,
Sure.
they delivered a classic on TNF last season and actually had 2 games
Oh my God, that's right.
last season where they went freaking nuts. And if there's one good matchup, I think, for Kirk Cousins out there, it might be Todd Bowles, because he's seen this defense a million times, and he knows how to light it up. It's not the same Kirk Cousins we saw last year, obviously, but if he ever was going to play well, maybe this is the night.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I would go that far, but yes, I believe more in Baker Mayfield and the Bucs, and it looks like there's a chance for Mike Evans to come back in this game, which would be huge for that offense. Also, what got me thinking about the retro uniforms is the fact that the Bucs will be wearing their creamsicles and the Falcons will be wearing their inaugural 1966 season uniforms, which is also kind of a rarity because usually when teams are in a color, the other team is in white, but both teams are going to be in colors. That's like an NFL rule situation, so you need to get some type of clearance for that. But yeah, I mean,
those are the ones with the red helmets. I don't like when they wear those helmets. I think the uniforms are different. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not dialed in on the 66 unis, but maybe I should be at this point. So yeah, the Bucs, if they lose, this is it could be detrimental to their division title hopes because that would potentially tie them then with the
They are
Panthers,
tied right now with the Panthers.
depending on
7-6.
what happens. So I mean, all of these games are so meaningful now as we are coming to the end of the regular season. Falcons have already been eliminated from playoff contention, and they don't even own their first round pick for 2026. So losses are only going to improve the Rams draft positioning for next year. So what are they playing for? I don't know.
Well, Raheem Morris said this week they're playing spoiler. They want to be spoilers to other teams. I think this game puts the Bucs backs against the wall even further, sort of like I don't know, you guys used to say all the time on the show, a wounded animal game or a cornered animal game, because it's like they play the Panthers twice, right, coming up. So that makes the pressure even higher because those games will certainly decide the NFC South. And so the potential for Mike Evans being back, like you said, for the Bucs is huge. The potential for Tristan Wirfs likely being back this week, absolutely significant game-changing factor along their offensive line, and I guess at receiver because he got a touchdown pass a couple weeks ago. But the bottom line is, and I expect Kirk Cousins, because he's seen this defense so much. Todd Bowles, you're not sneaky. We know you only blitzed the Saints at like a 12% rate last week. We know that's not who you are. You're trying to make them think you changed. You didn't change. You're going to try to blitz Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins has seen it, and he knows how to diagnose it because the Falcons don't have a lot of schemed in pressure answers, which is very disappointing to watch. They're like 9th in the league in unblocked pressures allowed this season, and so Kirk Cousins setting things a little bit more effectively at the line will probably be a huge help for the Falcons. I just think this is a points game. As much as I love the Falcons defense this year, I just think this is a points game.
Probably
Baker's got to play better.
Not getting Drake London back, so that's a problem. Kirk Cousins in this backup role, like, I know older quarterbacks don't want to get hit. He really doesn't want to get hit. He is turning away from that pressure, and yet he's throwing the ball okay. I would say the last couple of weeks, they went on these long drives against the Seahawks, a good defense, multiple times, but they just couldn't finish it. Bajan lost a fumble on one of them. They got stopped on a 4th down. They kicking field goals, but they're not like the worst offense in the league. They're good enough to move the ball on this Bucs team, which gives up a lot of big plays. And isn't that athletic at the linebacker position, especially? They look slow. So, I mean, I give the Falcons a chance in this game. The disappointing part, and it just feels kind of pointless, this whole Falcons regime right now, is that it's a Raheem Morris. It's supposed to be about the defense, and the defense did start so well. And then I look at the numbers, like, defense isn't that much better than the offense. They're 17th in EPA per play now for the season. They're 20th in points allowed per drive. They're 15th in DVOA. So they're like a defense that's just average. The offense is a little below average, not much. Like Kyle Pitts, I remember you believed in him that it would finally happen. It's kind of happening, actually. It's kind of happening. He looks pretty good.
Late, I guess. But
yeah, it's like they fixed their pass rush and Kyle Pitts, and everything else just went blue.
And those are the two things that they just could not get right before.
Yeah.
Bajan's going to go over 2,000 yards from scrimmage this season. Like, he is leading the NFL with 1,683 yards, so it's a chance to watch him. But yeah, obviously the Bucs, with Godwin and Irving back and playing well, and yet they're playing worse as a team. They did put Ben Bredesen, who's a starting guard, on injured reserve. He had returned to the lineup after an injury, then re-injured it last week. So they are missing their 2 starting guards, and that's going to be for the rest of the season. So they're not getting everyone back.
I will say Atlanta's defense does have a chance to be the factor in this game, because as correct as all that is about how underwhelming they've been, and certainly the statistics reflect that and the tape reflects that, they are also sort of a feast or famine team where when they create takeaways, and the young safety Xavier Watts is playing really well. He's 3 interceptions, and James Pierce is rushing the passer really well. So both of those players are leading the league in respective sacks and takeaways at their position, which has only happened one other time in NFL history in 2020. And when these guys are
for rookies, right?
For rookies, yeah. And so when these, and that's courtesy Will McFadden dug that up. I want to make sure to cite him on that. The way that they take over, that they can take over when they actually do create splash plays, they have been able to do this. They have been able to be a factor. When Baker playing as erratic as he has been playing, I think that the Falcons, especially getting more aggressive with nothing really to lose, I think that they get really a lot more aggressive trying to make plays on the ball this game. And that could be a factor in this.
Jourdan, you're starting to convince me. And if it's going to be any season that it happens, it's this season where there have been so many upsets. I don't know if it's just because we're in the middle of it, but doesn't it feel like there's just been a disproportionate amount of upsets this season in general compared to
the whole
past,
the whole
right?
season's an upset. At this point, we have an AFC playoffs without Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Burrow. It's just an outrageous.
It's so fun though.
It is great.
Phillip Rivers is back in the NFL. Like,
right.
Our pets' heads are falling out.
What's happening?
And the Bucs, to the credit, have really only lost to good teams until last week. So if you lose at home to the Saints, anything is on the table. I think they'll find a way to get a win here, but looking forward to it. Shooky and I
can't
will
pick
recap
against the Bucs. You know that, so I got to pick the Bucs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick the Bucs.
Yeah.
Let's take a 24-hour break here. Actually, it's going to be even less.
Okay.
So you're listening to this Wednesday morning. We had our 40s and free agents with Daniel Jeremiah talking about this rookie class. And you mentioned it earlier. We're going to be hearing the first episode of NFL Daily's Power Players series.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm so excited. You guys know I
Hosted
love
by Jourdan.
I love football, and I love especially knowing how people do football and their
Right.
process of things. And I like going into the nuts and bolts of like how people do their jobs in the league. And so it was really cool. We had the opportunity to do like just a little light sprinkle of these capsule episodes. And so every once in a while, listeners will get them in their feed. And the first one is up this Friday. It's Brant Tillis of the Carolina Panthers. I so thoroughly enjoyed speaking with him. He was way gracious with his time. I think you guys are going to like it.
I'm so excited about this because one of the things that I love to nerd out on is people's processes.
Yes.
And whenever I get a chance to like really get in the weeds with someone about how they go about doing things,
Yes.
I find it so interesting because it's just a little window into how their mind works. And that's going to be fantastic. Like everything that you've done with your play caller series before this, I think, is going to be even better. I can't wait to hear it.
Thank you, Colleen.
So we're looking forward to that. We're also looking forward to the holiday cards episode.
Yes,
I can't wait.
I
Oh
went
my
down
God.
to the
I can't
mail
wait.
room. Okay, listen. I was like, hey guys, real quick, is any chance that there's Christmas cards for me back there? Like a psychopath.
Yeah.
Before the show started, there
Golden
were none.
Retriever energy.
There
Well, we put it at the end of the episode last week, which was a bad job by us.
Yeah.
And it's only been a week. It takes a little while, but we have it up. It's 900.
Physical mail.
It takes a little while.
Oh no, they're
900
gonna come this
District
year.
Drive. Do not, have a coal in a lump of coal in Colleen Wolfe's stocking. We need these cards.
Ooh.
So send it to 900
I need
District
these cards.
Drive. She
What did
needs
you
them.
know?
Inglewood, California, 90303. Send them to Colleen Wolfe, care of NFL Network. Again, 900 District Drive,
Please.
Inglewood, California, 90303. And you could contribute to the holiday spirit here.
If you can give, please. Every little bit counts.
Give of yourself. Give us good vibes. That's it. Hit it, please.
Oh God.
Back in the feed later this week, like I said, and we'll be previewing all the games. We got NFL Power Players. It's all happening.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, everybody. God.